The widow of a soldier who took his own life is calling for military families to be taught to spot the signs of post-traumatic stress disorder. 29-year-old Private Rhys Miller, who was from Huddersfield, served with the Yorkshire Regiment and was a veteran of the Afghanistan war.
He was found dead in his room 2 months ago while he was on tour in Estonia. Rhys's widow Fiona has told Calendar she could have helped him if only she'd known what she was looking for.
Well, now she's working with Rhys's best friend to help people spot the hidden warning signs. Catherine Walker has this report.
Seen here with his young nephew, Rhys's family say he always had a smile on his face. But just 18 months after this video, he was found with a fatal gunshot wound. It's believed he took his own life.
It's all normal, nothing to say, oh, I don't want to be here, or anything's happened, or no, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Rhys joined the Yorkshire Regiment 9 years ago and served 2 tours in Afghanistan.
People say they change or they don't when they come back. Rhys did change, but it was over the years, not straight away. So you think, oh, they'll come back, and with PTSD, if they had it, they'd be angry straight away, they'd be moody, they'd be horrible, but he was nothing changed in his personality really, but straight away. But over the years, now piecing it together, it happened gradually, not straight away.
Fiona says that she thought he was okay, but looking back now, she thinks he never really dealt with his experiences on the front line.
They didn't talk about it very much. He didn't talk about what happened over there. He didn't really say anything. He never did. And looking back now, Rhys did have signs, like he would kick out in the night time or punch out in the night time, but not every night, maybe not even once a month, but it would happen every so often. If I would have known, I would have said to him and reached out for help.
Now she wants to help other military families learn about the hidden warning signs. Rhys's best friend agrees that more support is needed for those who've seen action on the battlefield.
They were like the happiest person in the world, like always smiling, you know, it's like no one would have guessed that the way you were feeling. So yeah, so it's just like, it's a silent killer, isn't it? He was more interested in how other people were feeling and always caring about other people and always putting people first and never himself.
Last week, the MOD announced plans for a round-the-clock mental health helpline, but soldiers say this won't be a success unless the culture changes and they learn to talk about their feelings.
It's difficult for people, especially in the military, who are all proud to come out and feel like they can get that kind of help or want to go for it, so they can feel like they're letting down like the other lads, which is obviously what you don't want to do as a professional soldier.
People have this stigma attached to it, especially amongst males, that it's either emasculine to go and get it looked at, or that they're somehow weak by way of admitting that they're struggling.
Earlier this year, Rhys and his wife were talking about adopting a baby, but now Fiona is coming to terms with a very different future. Catherine Walker, ITV News in York.
Well, a little earlier I spoke to Patrick Rear from PTSD Resolution, a charity which provides support and counselling for former service personnel and their families.
The signs when they occur will be quite obvious in the sense that it will be very different from normal behaviour. So in particular, nightmares, shouting out in the night, that's very common when there are mental health issues for forces veterans. Bouts of anger, aggression, I dare say even violence, and unfortunately. Similarly too with addiction issues, drugs, alcohol, etc. That can be symptomatic too of mental health issues and trauma.
OK, well, I can imagine it must be very hard for the relatives living with someone with PTSD. How can that impact on them?
Oh, tremendously. In fact, as a charity, PTSDresolution.org, we often treat family members, so we do treat partners because they too can be traumatised from the mere experience of living with someone who's been traumatised. So if you can imagine someone who suddenly gets angry or perhaps even violent, I have to add to this that clearly the vast majority of veterans don't have such issues. It is a small minority, but clearly it does need to be recognised, and clearly families can help. So to look out for those sorts of symptoms and ring us, PTSD Resolution, because again we help partners, we help the children of forces veterans who have issues too. And with us the treatment is are highly effective. We have a near 8 out of 10 success rate. Success being when the veteran and the therapist both believe that no further treatment is necessary. And we have a network of some 200 therapists around the country, so we're very accessible.
Patrick, we're going to have to leave it there, but we thank you very much for joining us.